My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 25th, 2024. It is 5:42 a.m. This is video number 2. So the numbers remain the same as video number 1. I do not have that much time, so let's go right through it. This is the first tweet. Samantha admits she never saw Meghan. Alright, so that's a retweet. There's no comment. Let's go into it. Let's pause that. Someone challenged me on my comments about Samantha saying, quote, we really weren't seeing her, Meghan, because when Thomas and Doria divorced, she was at school all week and at Doria's at weekends. She even admitted that she was with her dad 3 or 4 days a week and with Doria 2 or 3. So let's stop with the Doria abandoned Meghan BS, please. As here it is from the horse's mouth. Okay, so let's listen here. 23. I mean, she's calling Meghan to court. But she's going on these things and saying, but whatever. Let's listen. I'm not going to even read the comment. I just want to listen to what she has to say.
So, and Dad had a lot more money. Dory had other things. She was trying to get her life together. So Meghan was staying half time during the week, 3 or 4 days with Dad, and then the other 2 or 3 with Doria. But then it became Meghan was living with Dad full time and only seeing Doria on the weekends. And that was everything because we really weren't seeing her. So, and Dad had a lot more money.
So
Dory had other things.
She forgot she's calling Meghan in court for different things. Whatever. Alright. Let's see here. I'd say I wasn't gonna go in the comment, but when I saw this. Okay, Thomas Markle also said he traveled and worked 15 hours a day. He barely had time to be with Meghan on was it the Pina YouTube video. Okay, I don't watch these people, so I don't know. Yep, I saw that. Okay, there are so many dodgy things about this family of grifters. I don't believe she didn't have custody because they keep changing the story. They are all as bad as each with Meghan Markle, the worst one of them all. But the family are rotten and should stop connecting themselves to our royal family. Well, it's the royal family who got them to talk, to go on that TV to stop the wedding. To stop the wedding. You know, the media is pretty much the mouthpiece of the royal family. And then as soon as, well, are they what is it, are they bringing Thomas Markle to talk? Because the last time I've heard, which I have the video, where he, whatever the plan that they were having to stop the wedding, he told the plan and then they cut him off ever since.
That may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
It was an unfiltered interview with Thomas Markle. In retrospect, maybe we should have put a filter on him.
Exactly. We don't have a dump button, do we?
No.
No.
We need one now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, you say Meghan Markle is the worst. Some people can't help themselves, can they? This has nothing to do with the royal family. Right, if memory serves me right, I believe she says she stayed with mom during the week and dad on weekend. I'm trying to think where she said this. Okay, who? Let's see here. Okay, oh crap, sorry. I was referring to the time spent with Thomas versus Doria. Okay, story seems to change all the time, especially with her family side. Meghan told her side and she's done. I don't know where anything else is coming from. Okay, so let's see here. Found it, Netflix episode 2. 13 seconds. Let's listen to this.
I was with my mom during the week and then with my dad on the weekends, and my dad lived alone. He had 2 adult children who had moved out of his house.
Where is Daddy?
Okay, so
I was with my
there's her truth, and she's done. Okay, yep, and that video is May 29th, 1993, which was a Saturday. Quite a few of the home videos were at weekends. Either way, they co-parented, so those saying Doria abandoned her are full of crap. That home video is irrelevant. It is relevant. It shows she tell her side, and then there's the quick video, home video that they made. I think the date was on it. Let's see. Okay, there it is. May 29, 1993. Just look it up. When was... Okay, let's look at... Let me search for it. Google has everything. May 29. Okay, so there it is here. And I said, when was May 29, 1993? Saturday. Okay, that's a weekend. Alright, so this is what this is telling you. It's relevant. It is as relevant as anything else the people are talking about. It shows the date and what Meghan was saying. Okay, let's listen to it again.
I was with my mom during the week and then with my dad on the weekends, and my dad lived alone. He had 2 adult children who had moved out of his house.
Where is Daddy?
There it is, May 29. Okay, so there's that. That home video is irrelevant. It wasn't used to relay a timeline. Yes, that's the date of the 1993, what Meghan said. Okay, her words are what matter. Her 2022 words. That's the shade. These people are consuming flat out lies from anonymous account who have done well at gaining following. Okay, whatever. They show them the proof. They still rejected it. So let's go to the next tweet. Meghan said how she paid for her tuition. They rejected it. So whatever. Next tweet. Alright, so this is completely different topic, and Henry VIII that I saw was talking about. Okay, I think it has to do with politics as well. Work has been replaced by DEI hire. Okay, economic and security. Work, CRT, DEI. This is their talking point that can stick because the people are saying through their BS. Okay, so has the N word. That's an ad. The DEI hire mantra is gonna backfire big time on them. That's the GOP in the US. Yep, except white women don't understand. They now are part of DEI. That's true. That is so true. And for those who do not know, DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, so the GOP, they don't know. They just want to divide the people. That's the main thing. Leading to the election, they want to divide the people to vote against their interests, and then they could remain in power because their views, their objective is fixed. They know what they want. Just them to be in that circle. Alright? But they want to divide all the other groups. Okay? It's replaced critical race theory, aka CRT. Okay, that's just for today. For tomorrow and tomorrow's and that follows, it will be something less cloaked and more vile. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Alright, when UK media writes that Charles misses Archie and Lili, remember that he booted them out of the secure home they had in the UK. More than a year later, Frog Cottage is still empty. Okay, the monarchy is profoundly corrupted and unfair. Dozens of free houses for first son, nothing for the second. Okay, Frogmore Cottage still lies empty more than a year after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were booted out. I don't know, there's all these that for the people to see, to make them go a different direction. I don't know, it's up to them. And I feel like right now the Labour who now and who replaced the Tories in the UK is just that they're just holding on until the Tories come up with a spin doctor to manipulate the people again. Okay, so they're playing both sides. Okay, that's all full. Will never have any sympathy. Never. Charles evicted them to be malicious. There was no other reason. There is no reason Archie and Lili should ever see Charles or any of the British royal family who couldn't even be bothered to go to their birthday parties. A real father always keep a door open. Charles doesn't act like a father. There's that. Okay, make it make sense. Elizabeth II was wise and she was married to the father of her children. Charles is married to the woman with whom he tormented Harry's mother. And I think Prince Philip was doing some stuff on the side too. 100% thumbs up, imagining that spare is doing better than the heir. King Charles III wrote a book criticizing his parents. They never took away his possession and security. 100% exactly. That's an ad. They don't write KCE misses the invisible kid. He just doesn't know them to miss them. That's that. How can you miss kids you never met? They left. Well, they kicked them out. Not them, they left. They kicked them out. Harry and Meghan said they would have stayed.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
But they made things impossible for them. Okay, they're getting a 53-pay raise. Charles the grifter. Okay, yes, poo-poo them. They were homeless on the street begging for crumbs. That was the thing they wanted for them. When they left, the images that were coming out, the cartoon images of Prince Harry working at McDonald's and Harry and Meghan begging for money on the street, this is what they wanted for them. But God had better plan. Okay, and thank God he did. All right, so let's go to the next one. This one I shared on my community board already. It's very interesting. There's that here. I love this. Hell no, we're not going back. It's our time. Okay, so this is Rosa Parks, who said who didn't want to give up her seat on the bus. She came from work tired and exhausted, and then this white person came and said give her the seat. She's like no, and then it created a movement. All right, and then so Ruby could walk. All right, that's that little girl that she was what the first I guess African American who went to school when desegregation happened and all of that, and you know they had security taking her to school and all of that. So that's that. And Kamala Q won, and this is our time right now running for office. Okay, the first female to well, no, she's not the first. There have been other female who ran. What is it? There's Hillary Clinton not too long ago, in our time. There was one I think in the 70s. Let me go search for it. I forgot her name. She ran for the presidency, and of course she lost. But let me look for it. Okay, this is the first female who ran for office, and obviously she didn't win. And then I think Hillary Clinton is she the second? I'll look for the second one. Okay, Victoria Woodhull was the first woman to formally run for president. She announced her candidacy in a letter to the New York Herald and was nominated by the National Convention of the Equal Right Party for the 1872 election. Let's look for an image of her. There's that. Okay, so that's her. I was thinking there's another one. Now let's look for the second one. Who was the second? Okay, in 1972, Libertarian candidate for vice president became the first woman to win electoral vote when one Republican electoral voted. Alright, so the one that I'm looking for, they're not showing. It was this person I had in mind. Where is she? Her. It's her. Madam President, a history of the woman who ran before Hillary. Okay, so it's her that I was thinking about. Okay, so I guess Hillary was the third one, and she won her nomination, but she lost to what's his name? Trump. And I think they stole that election. I really think they stole the election for Hillary Clinton. When you look back and during that night when things were happening, the poll were saying she was winning, and then out of nowhere, and then something happened, switched, and Trump won. And then you see the disaster that happened follow. And then, you know, let me not go too deep. So it was her that I was thinking about. All right, let me go to my last one. So did I finish with the thing? Are there any comments? Okay, so Kamala Q won. There's no comment here. Okay, let's see here. Let's pause. Okay, so they're giving a video comparison with this. Tired versus inspired, low energy versus high energy, chaos versus unity, grievance versus hope, cynicism versus optimism. Very interesting. Oh, that's from the Lincoln Project. So this is that. There's that. Let me go into that. Let's listen.
But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, its willpower.
Do we want to live in a country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law? Or a country of chaos, fear, and hate? And here's the beauty of this moment. We each have the power to answer that question.
That's right.
We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back.
Wow, this is very powerful. Wow, this is very powerful. The other one is scaring the people, and the other one said, no, we're not going back. They were betting on the U.S. to change course. Autocracy, fear. I mean, can you imagine after President Obama, if Hillary Clinton was president, can you imagine how far we would have been? And I hope people stay on track. If Kamala Harris wins, even if she doesn't win, we need to keep on fighting still. But I think she will win. We need to build up on it. And comes midterm election. President Obama's term of office was a perfect example of what not to do. And I've raised that situation many times. When he won his first election, the midterm election, nobody went to vote. There are other processes that needs to take place. People did not go vote, and then we gave them those MAGAs, took over and stop him from continue the progress. So we need to build up on this. After this election, come the midterm election, we need to vote. People need to understand this. To keep Democrat people who wants to move the country forward to vote in office to keep pushing forward. All right, let's go to the next tweet, and this is my last one. In case you missed it, the strict scrutiny episode where second gentleman, that's Kamala Harris's husband, with vice president and the audience, talk with me and who's that? Kate Shaw. Okay, Kate Shaw, about how men could be involved in the fight for reproductive freedom. An absolute banger. All right. So I'll leave the link in the description. There's a link here. Let's see here. It's a very short. I hate when all these things keep on popping. Let me. Cookies. Let me pause for a second. Okay, it was asking me if I don't want that. Okay, so let's read it because it's very short. In this episode, as we wait for Supreme Court of the United States opinion and cases about presidential immunity, emergency abortion, the future of administrative state, and more, we did a Vadi live show at Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. It was one for the books. The second gentleman, Doug Hemhoff, joined us to reflect on the second anniversary of DABS. Friend of the pod, Commander Steve Vladek, filled in as guest host, and former Attorney General Eric Holder joined us to talk about the court's decision and case about domestic violence, offenders obtaining guns, analyze possible path for court reform, and lighten the mood with a game of this or that. Okay, transcript. Okay, so I'll leave that in the description. You guys could go check it out. Okay, so that's the transcript, so it's probably very long. Okay, so there's that. Let's go into this. That's a retweet. Today, Secretary Becerra, I think I pronounced it wrong, Becerra, and I visit a reproductive healthcare clinic. We met with doctors and patients who have been impacted by the fall of Roe. It's completely unacceptable that women are traveling across state lines to receive the medical care they need, and doctors are facing life in prison for simply doing their job. We must be a nation that trusts women. Okay, so there's that. the crazy thing that's going in the US, these people, their agenda, they just rush to everything. To, like I've always said, it's easy to destroy, but to build is very hard. It takes time. So we already know what we want. All we need to do is vote, and then reverse what the Supreme Court did, and then take a look at the Supreme Court, because they know their position is there for life. This is why they feel like they could do whatever they want. And then the Republicans are very, very tricky. And I remember this presenter and on MSNBC, O'Donnell, his name is. When I had cable, I remember saying this: the most important things for the presidency is for the Supreme Court. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it in a much, professional way and things like that. And I will never forget this. It had never crossed to me that, yes, even though the president signed things into law and everything like that, but the Supreme Court is the main thing that's attached to the presidency, because they don't want who make reference who can be a Supreme Court. And then they have to be confirmed by the Senate, right? Recommendation, and the Senate have to approve it. So if the president doesn't recommend someone, it will not happen. When you look at Joe Biden, look in this channel, when Joe Biden first elected, I'll say the first 2 years or whatever, you'll see all the judges he had placed, a lot of women into judges and things like that. Okay, so when he said that, it had never crossed my mind to think this was very interesting, because I'm always thinking he's gonna sign things into law and all of that, but the Supreme Court part never crossed my mind. And then the Republican knew that. They undermine everything. Okay, they have the money to pay people to corrupt them and all of that. They go to the highest. So we already know what's gonna happen if anything that Trump does go to the Supreme Court. It's gonna be a yes. But so much to say about that. But we have a choice. We could reverse everything that they done, and as long as we have the right Senate who's willing to do that, and just reverse it, put it back into reenacted, and then make it even better so that they cannot touch it again. Okay, and you then meet with Netanyahu. Are you embarrassed or being Jewish? Let me read that. Okay, I do not want to go into that, but let's see here. And I think he's Jewish too, but that's not for him to do. Okay, he's not elected to be doing all of this stuff. The Republican invited Netanyahu to come to speak, so they have a reason for him to speak, but I don't know. Okay, people, do not just go and meet with Netanyahu. Not even people that are part of the government. Your tweet is offensive. Netanyahu did not request a meeting with him, so there is that. Are you going to meet with Netanyahu? If not, why not? I mean, this is ridiculous. Okay, MAGA politically correct response, bye. Alright, so that's a thing. Alright, so that's that. Pretty much, he joined with people who's going through some, who have been affected with Roe versus Wade, that have been struck down by the Supreme Court. When that happened, I believe it's on PYTE, when the Supreme Court had struck it down, I was like, I don't know why I'm really sorry for those who have been affected by it since that had happened, but there was somewhat of a calmness within me, and I'm like, at least we know where they stand. But we have a choice. Come this election, we could reinstate it. It's like they were making the decision very clear to every woman and everyone who's gonna vote how they should vote. Because if you put Trump in, it's more disaster that will be coming. So as they were destroying things, laws that have been in place, instead of building up on it, they're destroying it. I don't know why. I felt some sort of a calmness within me. It's like they're making the case. Because when you look at what I've said after the 2020 election, and I said democracy is being held on a string, we're not there yet. It's like they were making the case for the string not to be cut. the umbilical cord of democracy to not cut completely. They were making the case to galvanize people, women who would not be voting for Democrat or something like that, to vote for it. I don't know. Okay, so now it's even much clearer because Kamala Harris was talking about all of these stuff. People are mobilized or very excited, just like when President Obama was running for office. So there it is. The GOP went on a frenzy because President Obama became president, and now look at this. They put their racist who's willing to destroy democracy, and now there's an African American who's gonna come back to restore it. And I think she might win. She has a very good chance to make it because there's a lot of people who's they pass by the racism and all of this despite the nonsense that was going on in the US. And then there's something I don't understand. How could we go from Obama to Trump? I don't understand. Is people's brain that sort of empty, where anything the media put in their brain could easily fill in their brain? I don't understand. You see all the races, the anger, the savagery out of people out of nowhere. What is this? And I've said this as well. All those characteristics we see in the Republican are showing everybody who is born, who have common sense. We all possess these kind of things, but many of us want to live in a world where it's freedom, prosperity, there's no war, people's at peace. This is what people wants to, in a world that people wants to live in. But these people, the GOP, like when you hear what I've heard in the convention, the GOP convention, fight, fight, fight. I'm like, what the hell? It's almost the same way when I talk about the royal family. How could you, every freaking day, you wake up, you have to defend the nonsense that you're doing that is unethical. I don't understand how these people live. Can you get up one morning and say, oh, I just want to sit and watch TV. Or I just want to go outside and enjoy the fresh air. But these people, they want to fight all the time. Accumulate wealth that they're not gonna go with once they die. I just don't understand. Why can't people just live in peace and respect each other? You eat, healthy, whatever that will sustain a healthy lifestyle, whatever it is that you want, and then enjoy your neighbor. Obviously, you're gonna have disagreement here and there, but these people, they just want to disturb other people's peace of mind. I just don't understand this. How is healthcare for women is part of a men's healthcare? And they feel like they have to intrude themselves into, well, that's different, unless if they want to create, that's a different story. But their bodies built differently. They feel like they have a say on how the women's supposed to live their life. I just don't get that. But anyway, that's all I have. And right after I finish edit those 2 videos that I recorded this morning, I will be creating a new list for tomorrow. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Let's say if I press home, what's happening now? Okay. Oh, Tyler Perry, this is new. 2 hours ago. Okay. 14 hours ago. Okay, so this will be in this video. Okay, look. Let's click into it. There's no comment from hers. Okay, look, I don't watch Tyler Perry's film, but I see many people enjoy them and they create a community culture. People value them, obviously. That's why he's so rich, and those riches help him to support the black community and art, politics, economics, etc. Do your thing, sir. All right, so I believe she's Jamaican and she lives she lives in a European country near Ukraine type of areas. Okay, so that's a squatty. All right, so let's go into that. Philip Lewis, let's pause. Tyler Perry dismisses highbrow Negroes criticizing his films. Quote, who are you to be able to say which black story is important? Get out of here with that BS. Okay, so let's see here. I mean, just remember the UK, because behind your computer you don't know who's whom. They love to stir the pot. The black community, it's not all the time I watch his movies. But one of the things I used to watch in the opera is The Haves and Have Not, and there was another one that he had. I used to watch that. Okay, just like her. Not all the time I watch his those shows, Medea and all of that. I need to sit and watch that. I could see that they are funny, but I don't know. He did his thing. The community that he created for enjoy it. Who am I to disrespect his film? If I want to do something different, guess what? Instead of me dissing his work, I will put my money, where my mouth is instead. Hollywood discredited him. They did not want him in. He talked about that. So what did he do? He went and created his own studio to create his own film. And when he talked about how he managed and the budget that he had to create these films, it's unbelievable. Okay, so let's listen to him. And what I'm talking about is in one of my videos on PYTE. You could go and watch it.
Yeah, but what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because
What? That's Kiki Palmer. Oh my God. There was a tea that was going on last year regarding her and baby father. Oh my God. I think I touched bases on it, but I didn't go too deep into it because it's not my place to say a thing. But I did brought it up in one of my videos. She is one of those hardworking child actors. She played in what's that movie where is it Spelling Bee or something like that? I love that movie. And then she's done many things. But anyway, I didn't know it was her. But let's listen.
For everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. Yes. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that boy.
Yes. Oh my God, this is so powerful.
Yeah, but what? No.
Okay, let's see here. The moment you need to call your critics names is the moment you start proving that they are probably right. We are not highbrow. These stories don't matter and have been centered in the 24 feature films, 20 stage plays, and 17 TV shows he's writing alone. Okay, well, he made it the millionaire. Okay, we're saying grow, expand, share your platform and resources, elevate black writers, others than yourself. I think he has. There's one, actually, I have this clip where he was in one of those radio shows and someone was asking him question. Due to legal issues, he told that young person, write him privately and then he will talk.
Perry is here. I promised the citizens they'll get a few questions. The first one is a young man who just started his own film company. His name is Orlando. He's in Illinois. He's been holding for 45 minutes to ask you this question. All right, Orlando, you there?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing?
Man, I was going to say after all that, Did you hang up? Go ahead. Meet Mr. Tyler Perry, Orlando.
First of all, Tyler Perry, I want to say it's an honor talking to you. I'm a big fan of yours. My girlfriend a big fan of yours. We always watch your movies and TV shows. I do got a few questions because I always wanted to work for you. I've been to Atlanta, been past your studios a few times, but I was always hesitant about coming up to the gate and trying to see how to work for you and everything. But I just got a few questions, and hopefully you can lead me down the right path. My first question is, how many no's you had to hear before you heard, yes, we can do it?
Listen, no's were constant. But as I said before, I'll tell you this, man, all you need is one yes from God, and none of them no's will matter.
There you go.
I got one yes, and I'm still riding on that one yes. And I don't care how many doors slam, because what I found about doors closing and all this other stuff, not a lot of times that's not a bad thing, because what happened in my life is as these doors were closing, I was forced to go in another direction. I had to go right, I had to go left, and it's like being in a maze and you run into a brick wall. It's like, no, I was supposed to go this way. No, there's another way out. You just have to find it and keep pushing and pressing. So all you need is that one yes. One yes.
Orlando, I'm gonna let you get one more real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, and then my next question is, I want to pitch you my short narrative film that we had to do for my class in Fort Hall University. My pitch got voted best pitch out. Best pitch, best short film narrative after class. So they want me to record it, and it'll be a 30-minute short film. But my pitch is real quick. I just wanted to have time to hear.
You can't do your pitch on the radio. Let me tell you something about pitches. We have a way to set that up, and it's on the website at Tyler Perry Studios. You'll see how we audition, how we talk to people, how people get jobs. When we have jobs and opening, we post them there. But let me tell you something about a public pitch like this. To me, I've been sued several times by people who said, oh, he took my idea, he stole my idea. So I don't receive pitches. There's a process it has to go through. It has to be registered. It has to go through agents so that it can get directly to me, because I've never stolen anything from anybody in my life, especially somebody's idea. So when you're pitching like this, it has to be the right way. To anyone, not just me, to anyone, to protect you and to protect that person.
Word.
And I'm sure it's probably very, very good. And one day I'll get a chance to see it, but you've got to go through the proper channel.
Go to his website, Orlando. You're a citizen, brother. You got it off, man. I'm proud of you, man. Good questions, too, all right? All right? Okay.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
All right.
There's so many other people he has helped. He's just not the one who's coming out and brag about it. Let me see. There's 31 comments here. I hate this, but even when reading, authors have a style genre that they stick to. I've never seen a science fiction writer suddenly to autobiographies. It isn't an issue because there are endless books in the libraries to choose from. Tyler catches heat because he is the only one. That makes sense. Not asking him to do anything different, asking him to give opportunity. He has. There are times that, again, he just doesn't come out and brag about it. It's people who have been beneficiary of his doing, where he will go to a stores or something like that. And I know Shaq does that too. And I want to make sure I don't confuse the two. Shaq, the basketball player, retired now, where during Christmas he will help pay the how do they call this, layover or something like that, or help them pay for their Christmas things or whatever. Tyler Perry have done his share. He just doesn't go out and brag about it. Okay, give opportunities to other black writers so we can do something different, and he can keep doing exactly what he does. And the other thing with people who have money, it's not their job to give anybody anything. They could do it out of their good heart, but other people who's dictating them how to, do with other people's money, it's not anybody job to dictate to him how he should do certain things. When he was struggling, who was there to help him? Maybe there were, but it's not for anybody to dictate to him how he should do anything with his own thing that he worked so hard to obtain himself. I don't know. I'm looking for someone who said that he has. That may be a fair critic of his role as a studio owner, but I feel like the masses critic him constantly as a writer. One of his best movies was Alex Cross that he didn't write but star in, and feel like those type of movies from him people don't even watch. Okay, he wasn't a good Alex Cross though. He can't compete with Morgan Freeman, so he was a bit out of his depth. Okay, so this is why he does what he does. He can never be. Certain people in a public forum can never be right for some people. There it is. They criticize him for the type of work that he's doing, and then he plays something different. You criticize him. If he doesn't stay in his space where he knows he's good at, who are we to tell him what to do? Okay, true, his acting is decent with his characters. Everything else he did was a flop. Alright, so there's all of this. That's an ad. The movie was released a few weeks back. We are still talking about it. Doesn't it mean he's doing something right? Bingo. Seem appropriate in a lot of ways. Swap leadership for films. Okay. Even though he has the right to stay the same, I do hear this advice, but we should also understand we're pressuring Tyler Perry because we don't have the buffet of other films or TV. If there was more variety, then we will be cool with Tyler handling the lane he sees fit. You know what this crossed my mind? Not too long ago, like 2 videos ago, 2 days ago, I would say. There's this Asian actor who played with Tom Cruise, and then Tom Cruise removed a scene about him. I forgot how it went, and then let me look for that tweet. Oh, as I was going through my like folder, there's so many things I wanted to share with you, but I want to finish really quick. So there's this tweet. I've shared that with you already. I'm gonna click the link and you guys could read the article. Alright, but I'm gonna stick with the tweet only. When many Jacinto scenes got cut from Top Gun Maverick, he said, quote, "It kind of fuels you because Tom Cruise is writing stories for Tom Cruise. It's up to us Asian Americans, people of color, to be that for ourselves. We can't wait for somebody else." Okay, this is what this tweet is making me think about Tyler Perry thing. Tyler Perry has to write his story. You're not gonna find an Asian American who's gonna write about African American story. Maybe from their perspective, how they interact with African Americans. Okay, but an African American has to tell their own story, and this is what Tyler Perry is doing, and this is what this actor is realizing now. And let me read my comment here. Okay. He's 100% correct. Example, Tyler Perry. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Plenty have put their feet in the fire already. Take what works and improve on them. Move forward with respect and lift the ones that are behind you. You got the feeling of how it feels to be in that situation. Have a mission. Okay, and I put something from Tyler Perry. Okay, where Tyler Perry was saying about how Hollywood didn't really want him. Okay, Tyler Perry is a history-making media mogul, but he says he understands why Hollywood doesn't treat him as such. Quote, "I clearly believe that I'm ignored in Hollywood for sure," Perry told Gayle King, CBS This Morning, in an interview. So you guys could go and look for this article. I do not have that link. Okay, so you have to tell your story. Okay, you're saying Tyler Perry should tell something else, but how can he tell a different story when it's not his? And he has helped other young upcoming actors and how do you call this, writers. Now what we need to tell our young people, okay, instead of spending $200-300 on a sneakers, learn to save to write their own stories. Okay, they're spending so much money on material stuff, and then their stories is not being told. Their stories is being said. The painting of the, you see when white America is writing stories about themselves, they elevate themselves. When they're writing about, you know, black people, African American, they always show them they're poor, they're uneducated, they you know, all the negative things you could think about. Okay, so you are a writer. Elevate yourself. And this is what the Cosby Show, you know, used to elevate people and things like that. And then come to find out, you know, he disgraced himself. So you have to write your own story. And then we cannot tell a writer what to write. Unless, I don't know, there's a commission giving to him to create something for somebody. Then that's a different story. But he's doing it for himself. But we cannot keep on telling someone how to run their own thing. You really need to read his story, or at least one of the videos where he was explaining how he started with some of the stories that the movies that he was starting with. Okay, really rationing his money, sleeping in his car, and the studio was whatever it was, how he made it to appear. I mean, he did his thing. So we can, I am absolutely in no place to tell any writers, anyone who's producing, creating how they should be doing something. Okay, if I feel like what they're doing should be different, guess what? My ass is gonna pick up where they left off and then do it my own way. Okay, so I don't know. So there's more comment here. Like I said, I was done already, but I went and let me pause to add it on my list. So I added on my list. Let me go back. Is there something new? Let's refresh and see if something new popped up. Okay, so people's talking about Harry, and I talk about that. What is that? Vote, vote, vote. Kamala, and there's all of this. Okay, so I'll create a new. What is that? Let me pause for a second. Okay, so this will be my last one. I added on the list. It's the British government and their media campaigning. Let's pause it. It's the British government and their media campaigning to look after our own until it's time to do so, refusing to feed the poor but have spared 45 million for the royal family. Imagine an increase of over 45 million pounds, knowing some kid is going to bed hungry. You know what that remind me? That football player, what's his name? The other day I mentioned his name. Okay, and the one who missed in the, how do you call that, in the 2020 Euro thing. But let's listen to this.
More food. We go there for free. You don't have to pay to get that food, but you do have to pay to go in. We go there because we don't have a lot of money to buy food and drinks. So that place is help. Try not to eat a lot in one day.
Wow.
Even though most of us are really hungry, we have to be careful with our food. At the food place, because we don't have a lot of money, we always go there to get
Oh, it's playing again. It's playing again. So this is the screenshot here. Royal income to rise by 45 million pound, and they're getting 2 new helicopters. Okay, King gets 45 million pound bonus as Crown Estate profit more than double to 1.1 billion pound. There they are. Hey, it's up to the people. It's up to the people. Alright, so that's that. Let me retweet that. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. How come I don't have a new video here? It's 6:30. Let me see what's going on here. Maybe it's on PYTE. Let's see. Okay, my next recording, my next video will be for tomorrow on this channel. Let's see what's happening on PYTE right now. Okay, so this just came out, so it's the videos on PYTE. So I need to let people on APTS Sussex know the video for today is over here. Let's see here, content. I had one yesterday. Oh no, yeah, there's this here. So I need to grab this and put it on my community board. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
Vanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better